to Greg, really, shouldn't we? Yeah. Because Greg has just become a father. Yeah, he's slightly off mic, but Marcus will fill in for him. So tell us about Greg.
So 11 a.m., little Marley was born.
Fantastic.
And yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, I can't really beat that. It's a lot more eventful than my day's been.
So congratulations to Greg and to all concerned, and the wonderful arrival of Marley. And I think it's such an incredible gesture of support and friendship to you, Marcus, that Greg has come in.
I mean, he came straight from the hospital. You know, he's committed.
That's amazing. With his double bass at the hospital, yeah.
He just left Marley's actually out in the lobby. You know.
Should have brought him in. He could have had it percussion. No. Get them started young.
Drums.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, we'll dedicate tonight's show to Marley.
Yeah. No,
amazing.
Congratulations.
So, Marcus, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks. Thanks for having us.
It's a real pleasure. We met a couple of weeks ago at the Communion Christmas party.
Yeah.
On a cold Sunday night with inside a building with loads of fake snow. It was quite impressive.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed your set that night. And you made it quite festive. You did a cover of Blue Christmas, and you seemed to work Christmas into quite a few of the songs that you were singing. You'd suddenly, it'd be in the bridge, you'd suddenly go, Christmas! or something like that, which I thought was great.
You can, if you just shout Christmas in the middle of any song, you can make it Christmassy.
It worked for me. I thought it was fantastic. So I think maybe we'll start with a song and carry on from there. So
cool.
What's the first song you're going to play?
It's a song called In This Town. It's off my latest EP, which I just released a couple of months ago.
Okay, excellent. Marcus Foster performing live on Exposure XFM.
You say you are my friend, be there until the end. But I can tell by your eyes there's change in your mind. Let us not both pretend. Let us not both pretend. Say you'll fight. I can tell what you are in this light. Hands are trembling and scared that you came unprepared, and all you wanna do is fade into the night. And all you wanna do is fade into the night. But in this town, we all walk at the same pace. Around, we have all got the same look on our face. Settle down, not the only one who's searching for the crown. Without a trace, it's hard, so hard. It's hard to feel that you are not alone. Believe me when I say that you are wrong. You say that I'm running out of time. I don't know which way to climb. I can tell by your tears it's been so many years since the day that we started this crime. Since the day we started this crime. You say there's no return, but our hearts were made for us to yearn. Some are cold and they take for our parts out to break. Leave me standing there with nothing left to burn. Leave me standing there with nothing left to burn. In this town, we all walk at the same pace. Look around. We have all got the same look on our face. So don't down, not the only one who's searching for the crown. Without a trace, it's hard, so hard. It's hard to feel that you are not alone. Believe me when I say that you are wrong. Believe me when I say that you are wrong.
Fantastic. Marcus Foster performing live on Exposure XFM with In This Town. And yeah, that sounded lovely. So that's the setup tonight. It's just Marcus with acoustic guitar, Greg on double bass. And you experiment a lot. I mean, when you play live, it's sometimes on your own, but you have a band that you play with as well. You play electric guitar too.
Yeah.
You like to do a bit of rocking out occasionally.
Yeah. We like to kind of keep the shows kind of interesting with, lots of, different kind of levels of excitement, I guess.
Yeah.
But for me anyway, I like to, keep shows exciting for me, so different sounds, you take it up and crazy stuff and then take it down.
Yeah. But it brings real dynamic to the performance. I mean, and you're quite a dynamic performer anyway, I think. There's a lot of movement on stage. I mean, okay, you're not running around bare-chested like Freddie Mercury or something, but at the same time, there's a lot of movement, a lot of body movement, and you're really energized when you're playing.
Yeah.
And when I was wondering when you're starting with these songs, when you get into the groove with them, when you're thinking, I think I'm onto something now. Is it like that at home when you're working with something?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's very different. I guess it's a different sort of battle when you're writing songs. I guess the best feeling in the world is when you kind of write something, or you're kind of putting something down on the page, and then you're kind of playing through it, and then it kind of takes a life of its own sort of thing, and you're kind of like, oh, it kind of goes off on its own thing, and you're kind of sort of chasing it. And I guess I love putting together, stuff kind of quite loosely, and then with the band when we get in with the drums and bass and electric, and just kind of seeing where it goes,
Yeah.
And I have lots of different kind of ways of writing. Sometimes it's like kind of ballad stuff or kind of nutty stuff. It's like I'm trying to contain myself.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, that's a good phrase, because it certainly seems like that on stage in a way, I think.
Yeah.
That you're a bundle of energy, and this emotion is pouring out. And
gotta stop.
Yeah.
It's too much for people.
It's great though, because you do stop, and then you have a nice chat with the crowd in a fairly laid back way.
Hi. Yeah. Hey.
It's good. I always think that's a great talent.
Yeah.
To be able to do that, to be able to balance that, because especially when
It's like Tourette's. Yeah, it's kind of upsetting.
So, how long has this been going on? As it were.
Ever since I was born. I mean, I guess I've been playing since I was about 15. And I've been playing music since I was probably about 7 or 8. I started learning the piano, and I guess I got to about 12 or 13 when I kind of discovered, people like Bob Dylan and all that kind of stuff. And then, I mean, I really like the blues stuff, I started out kind of the wrong way round. I kind of picked up an electric guitar, and I played in this little blues bar near where my dad lived, and I loved like Buddy Guy and Jimi Hendrix, and I was just the energy that they put into their performance, and all that kind of stuff.
And trying all those blues licks, and to kind of lots of sustained notes, and
a bit demented, like I like guitar players that kind of play slightly off kilter, like slightly that you don't really know where they're going, or so it's kind of like putting that element in, you know, to my music, as well as having, you know, songwriting and stuff, you know, because, you know, I love that sound, you know, like the sort of late 70s kind of, late 60s, early 70s kind of band sound, you know, that like Van Morrison or the Band, and it's like it was taking elements of kind of like folky kind of stuff, or like songwriting, but just making it kind of groove and rock and kind of with horns, you know, taking that kind of soul element to it, which I love in, you know, in music.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
So a group like Blood, Sweat and Tears, who had a big horn section, that sound hasn't really been revived that much.
No, that's kind of what I want to, you know, and you got the whole, there's a lot of, you know, really great soul stuff coming out of, like, New York, and, you know, you've got, like, the Dap Kings, Sharon Jones and the Dap Tones and all that kind of vintage sound and stuff, but it's like, I guess, I mean, all that stuff sounds amazing, just because of all the gear and, like, that sound is great, but it's just trying to, I don't know, for me and my stuff, I guess it's like taking elements of that, but just, I don't know, just making it a bit weirder, I guess, or just using horns, you know, like the way kind of people like Tom Waits use them, or I don't know, I just like that. Just gets, you know, like I'm really listening to a lot of old school like 50 stuff, like Huey Piano Smith, and it's just like dirty and kind of filthy, but it's kind of fun, you know, like there's banging on like tin cups and stuff.
Yeah.
I love all of that, you know. And like, back in, you know, anyway, sorry.
No, well, that's late Saturday night, I think it was. I ended up watching this program, which was Muddy Waters with the Rolling Stones, recorded in 1981.
Oh my god!
There's a film. Well, you should check it out on the iPlayer. But it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So they're in this blues club in Chicago.
That's so funny you say that. I watched that today.
Oh right, okay, excellent. I mean, it's
at the
funny...
Checkerboard Lounge in Chicago.
That's right. Yeah,
That's so funny.
It's a funny old film.
Yeah.
You know, the setting and the Stones being there, and and Mick Jagger's in a red Ellis tracksuit. And I couldn't decide whether he was able to pull this look off or not, because. But it's you know, at points there were like 10 musicians all riffing on the same chord. Really.
Yeah, definitely. And it's so fun to watch. Like, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, just when it's like Muddy Waters is just calling up, you know, up on stage, and Buddy Guy, and it's amazing.
So is that the kind of stuff that you originally kind of inspired you to?
Yeah, I guess so. Like blues stuff. I love blues stuff, but I mean, you know, I love, you know, piano players like Otis Spann and stuff, who played with Muddy Waters. He's one of my favourite blues players, and I guess, you know, it's kind of like using elements of that, but without being too like, oh, it's the blues, you know. And that's what I guess like people like the Band, like, you know, Levon Helm, all those guys were kind of using that, but kind of taking it to a kind of another place. You know, I guess, because you can't just, you know, 12-bar blues, you can't get around, you can't get away with that anymore.
Yeah, well, it did make me laugh just how long they could riff on this one song.
Yeah, no, they were just, I found myself then like skipping, but I mean, I love watching Buddy Guy, because he's just the most watchable performer. There's this amazing YouTube clip actually on the internet of Buddy Guy, Jimi Hendrix in the audience watching Buddy Guy like playing in this tiny little club. And he's like, Buddy Guy's like broken like 3 strings. He's kind of going crazy, and Jimi Hendrix is just staring at him, like just watching everything he's doing, like just kind of like soaking it all in. And it's amazing, you know, like it's amazing. I don't know. I guess like nowadays as well, you know, there's so many talented people, and there's such a good scene everywhere, and it's just great to like watch, you know, people. I don't know, people that you think are great, and
yeah, wow, I want to see that clip. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really good.
And did they know that Hendrix was in the audience?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's kind of in the front, just kind of like going. He's got that you know, the nasty face. Like that's such, you know, it's a good sound. Something smells bad, but it's good. You know.
He's kind of saying, "Is that sick?"
Yeah. He's probably hated the show. Yeah.
Excellent. We've got to take a quick break, but you're going to play some more songs.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. We've got more Marcus Foster on the way.
Exposure with John Kennedy. XFM.
First up at the Dry Athlete training camp, it's Tom approaching the bar. He's into his run-up.
Lemonade, please.
Oh, that is superb! Effortlessly swerving the alcohol. Textbook.
Britain's first triathlon starts January the 1st. Challenge yourself and your mates to stay